The term dark web often conjures images of a digital underworld. It is a place shrouded in mystery and often sensationalized in media portrayals. The dark web represents a part of the internet that is not indexed by standard search engines like Google or Bing. This means you cannot simply stumble upon it through a casual search. Its inaccessibility fuels a certain mystique, making it a subject of both fear and fascination. The allure of the dark web is also tied to the concept of anonymity. In an era where digital footprints are constantly tracked, the promise of an untraceable online presence is powerful. For some, it offers a sanctuary, a place to communicate and access information free from surveillance or censorship. For others, it provides a cloak for activities that are illicit or harmful. The very idea that such a space exists, operating outside the conventional rules of the internet, is what draws so much attention. Many people hear about the dark web through news reports. These reports often focus on criminal activities. While such activities do occur, this is not the complete picture. The dark web is more complex than just a marketplace for illegal goods. Understanding the dark web is crucial not just for tech enthusiasts, but for everyone who uses the internet. The internet is often compared to an iceberg. The part we see and interact with daily is just the tip, known as the surface web. It includes all the websites that are indexed by common search engines. Think of websites like news portals, social media platforms, and online shopping sites. These sites are publicly accessible and form the most familiar layer of the internet. Beneath the surface web lies the deep web. The deep web consists of all the online content that is not indexed by search engines. Examples include your online banking portals, private company intranets, and cloud storage services. Finally, we reach the dark web. The dark web is a small, intentionally hidden portion of the deep web. It requires special software to access, most commonly the onion router, or Tor. Unlike the deep web, dark websites use specific domain registries, such as .onion addresses. The dark web is designed for maximum anonymity, encrypting user data and routing it through multiple servers. The key differences between these three layers lie in their accessibility and indexing. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for a clear perspective on the internet's structure. The origins of the dark web are surprisingly rooted in government research. The core technology enabling much of the dark web, known as Tor, was initially developed in the mid-1990s by the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory. The primary goal was to create a secure and anonymous way for U.S. intelligence operatives to communicate online. The onion routing concept involves encrypting data in multiple layers and sending it through a network of volunteer-operated servers. The Tor project was later released as open-source software in the early 2000s. This decision allowed its development to continue with contributions from a global community of developers and privacy advocates. The U.S. government continued to fund Tor's development to support pro-democracy activists and dissidents in authoritarian regimes. This highlights the intended positive applications of the technology. However, this same powerful anonymity is inevitably exploited by those with malicious intent. Cybercriminals use the dark web to conduct a wide range of illegal activities. These include selling illicit drugs, firearms, stolen data, and counterfeit goods. Law enforcement agencies around the world face significant challenges in policing this hidden space. The very features that protect activists also shield criminals. This duality is the central dilemma of the dark web, a tool for liberation that can also be a haven for criminality. The technical workings of the dark web are centered around achieving anonymity. The most common way to access the dark web is through the Tor browser. Tor employs a technique called onion routing. When a user connects to a website through Tor, their internet traffic is wrapped in multiple layers of encryption. This encrypted data packet is then bounced through a series of randomly selected volunteer-operated servers. Each relay decrypts only one layer of encryption to know the next relay in the chain. This makes it extremely difficult for anyone monitoring the network to trace the online activity back to a specific user. Dark web websites themselves also use this network, often hosted as onion services. While Tor provides a significant level of anonymity, many users choose to add an extra layer of security by using a virtual private network, VPN. A VPN creates an encrypted tunnel between the user's device and a VPN server. This hides the user's original IP address from their internet service provider and from the entry node of the Tor network. Using a VPN before connecting to Tor can prevent the ISP from even knowing that the user is accessing the Tor network. However, it's important to choose a reputable VPN provider that does not keep logs of user activity. Sophisticated adversaries can, in some cases, de-anonymize Tor users, especially if users make mistakes. Therefore, while the technical workings of the dark web are designed for secrecy, users must remain vigilant and aware of the limitations. The dark web, due to its anonymous and unregulated nature, is fraught with numerous dangers. One of the most prevalent risks is exposure to malware. Many websites and files found on the dark web can be laced with viruses, ransomware, spyware, or other malicious software. Downloading any file or even just clicking on a seemingly innocuous link can lead to your device becoming infected. Scams and phishing schemes are also incredibly common on the dark web. Many sites purporting to sell goods or services are simply scams designed to steal money or cryptocurrency. Users might pay for a product that never arrives, or they might be tricked into providing sensitive information. The untraceable nature of transactions makes it nearly impossible to recover lost funds once a scam has occurred. Beyond financial scams and malware, the dark web is notorious for hosting a wide array of illegal activities and disturbing content. This includes marketplaces for illicit drugs, weapons, stolen data, and counterfeit documents. Exposure to such content can be deeply unsettling, and in many jurisdictions, accessing or possessing certain types of material is illegal. The anonymity that protects some users also allows these criminal enterprises to flourish. Even accidental exposure to such content can have serious consequences. The act of simply browsing the dark web can attract unwanted attention. Therefore, understanding these inherent dangers is paramount before even considering accessing this part of the internet. If one chooses to explore the dark web, adhering to strict safety practices is essential. Always use the official Tor browser downloaded directly from the Tor project's website. Ensure your operating system and all security software are fully updated. Consider using a dedicated, secure operating system like Tails, which can be run from a USB stick. Enhance your anonymity by using a reputable no-logs virtual private network, VPN, before connecting to Tor. This practice, known as Tor over VPN, encrypts your traffic and hides your real IP address. Within the Tor browser, disable scripts by setting the security level to safest. Be extremely cautious about what you click and never download files from unknown sources. Avoid clicking on suspicious links, pop-ups, or advertisements. Do not use any personal information, such as your real name or email address. Create new, unique, and strong passwords for any accounts you might create on dark web services. Be acutely aware of the legal boundaries in your jurisdiction. Accessing the dark web itself is generally not illegal, but engaging in or accessing illegal content or services certainly is. Understand what constitutes illegal activity and ensure you do not cross these lines. Prudence, vigilance, and a clear understanding of the risks and legalities are paramount. While the dark web is often associated with illicit activities, it is crucial to recognize its legitimate uses. For journalists and whistleblowers, the anonymity provided by the dark web can be a lifeline. Journalists operating in repressive regimes can use Tor to communicate securely with sources. SecureDrop is an open-source whistleblower submission system that organizations can install to receive documents and messages anonymously. Activists and human rights defenders around the world also rely on the dark web. In countries where internet access is heavily censored, Tor can provide a gateway to the uncensored internet. Political dissidents can share information and coordinate protests. Security researchers and cybersecurity professionals also utilize the dark web for legitimate purposes. They may explore dark web forums to gather intelligence on emerging cyber threats. This information can be invaluable for developing better security measures. Ordinary citizens concerned about their privacy also turn to the dark web. Some individuals use Tor simply to browse the internet without leaving a detailed digital footprint. Several mainstream organizations, including Facebook and the BBC, have created onion versions of their websites. These legitimate uses underscore the complexity of the dark web. The technology that underpins it serves diverse, sometimes conflicting human impulses. The exploration of the dark web brings to the forefront the critical importance of cybersecurity awareness. It is not merely a shadowy realm for illicit dealings. It is a complex technological space. Understanding its architecture, its potential benefits, and its significant dangers is essential. The tools that enable the dark web, like Tor, were born from a desire for secure communication. However, as with any powerful technology, it can be wielded for both constructive and destructive purposes. The existence of the dark web serves as a stark reminder that the internet is far more extensive than the surface web. It highlights the continuous need for vigilance and education regarding online safety. Whether one chooses to venture into these hidden corners or not, the principles of good cybersecurity practice are universally applicable. The dark web simply amplifies the potential consequences of neglecting these practices. It underscores that anonymity is not an impenetrable shield. For law enforcement and policymakers, the dark web presents ongoing challenges. Balancing the need to combat criminal activity with the protection of privacy rights is a delicate act. The conversation around regulating such spaces must involve a broad range of stakeholders. Ultimately, the dark web is a testament to the ingenuity of digital technology. Fostering a culture of cybersecurity awareness is our best defense against digital risks.